Climate change is a long-term shift in global or regional climate patterns. The cause of current climate change is largely human activity, like burning fossil fuels like natural gas, oil, and coal. Burning these materials releases what are called greenhouse gases into the Earth's atmosphere.
Animals are being affected by climate change. A main example are the polar bears. The polar bears have become the symbol of climate change. In 2008, they were listed as a threatened species under the Endangered Species Act, the first species to be listed because of the forecast population declines from the effects of climate change. The primary cause of their decline is the loss of sea ice, which is their habitat, which is attributed to Arctic warming. One effect of climate change is the changes in habitats. So, as climate changes, so does the habitats for living things. Many human societies depend on specific crops for food, clothing, and trade. If a climate in that area changes, the people who live there may no longer be able to grow the crops they depend on for survival. Another huge issue with climate change is global warming. NASA predicts that temperatures will rise, therefore, the prices of air conditioning and water will rise, which affects the economy. Another huge issue is natural disasters such as hurricanes. Hurricane associated storm intensity and rainfall rates are projected to increase as the climate continues to warm. What effects does climate change have on the ocean? As greenhouse gases trap more energy from the sun, the oceans are absorbing more heat, resulting in an increase in sea surface temperatures and rising sea levels. How can we sustain climate change for future generations? The first thing you can do is limiting the use of fossil fuels such as oil, carbon, natural gas, and replacing them with renewable and cleaner sources of energy. You could also recycle, walk instead of driving, work from home more. You can pick up trash, ride a bike, or carpool. You may also ask the government to continue climate change action and take action in your community, and also to educate others on the topic of climate change. The definition of a forest fire is a fire burning in an area of land with many trees that is difficult to control and sometimes spreads quickly. All fires need the fire triangle, which is fuel, oxygen, and a heat source to start. The same is true for forest fires. Some natural causes of forest fires are volcanic eruptions, spontaneous fires, underground coal fires, dry lightning storms, and rockfall sparks. Some man-made causes are cigarette stubs, campfires and bonfires, equipment-related fires, arson for land clearing, and global warming. The biggest effect that forest fires have on animals is the change in their habitats. This affects animals in the worst way possible, by getting rid of their food, water, and shelter. When a large animal mortality does occur, it is usually from smoke inhalation in very large, fast-moving fires. Wildfires burning during the nesting season are usually the most damaging. Forest fires cause wildlife to move, avoiding the flames and searching for new habitat. This migration can cause animals to wander in the densely populated human areas and come into contact with humans that they would normally avoid. Forest fires take away animals' three biggest needs, which is food, shelter, and water, and without those, animals cannot thrive. Forest fires affect us by coming in too close and endanger our homes and habitats. Take California for example. People had to evacuate their homes and the places where they lived most of their life because of a forest fire. Just like animals, we can also be affected by the ash and the smoke that forest fires can cause. As seen in California recently, you don't need to live right next to a forest fire to feel the effects. Smoke can travel for miles, negatively affecting both visibility and air quality. How can we prevent forest fires? A few things that you can do is comply with all the fire restrictions, don't leave a fire unsupervised, be able to put out a fire. If you smoke, be responsible. Don't throw the bud out the car window or like make sure you extinguish it properly. And if a fire starts to get out of control, call 911 immediately and ask the appropriate authority for help. As you can see, forest fires and climate change are huge for our future. If we want to prevent these huge issues, we need to learn to sustain them and educate others on the importance of these for the future, as they are necessary to be controlled for future generations to thrive.